Welcome to Bless Them Boys, a podcast that is undefeated against New York. We're one Saints fan and one Cowboys fan, one fan of Who Dat and one fan of Dat Win. We're here to give weekly takes, game recaps, bad betting picks, game previews, and the occasional Seinfeld reference.
This week, our patron Saint/Cowboy of the Week is running back Claxton Welsh. A native of Portland, Oregon, Welsh attended the University of Oregon on scholarship. During his senior season, he gained 525 yards despite missing significant time. He was then drafted in the 9th round of the 1969 draft by the Dallas Cowboys. He would play in 6 games his rookie season, amassing 21 yards on 6 attempts. He would be waived in September of the next year and then was claimed by the Saints and played in 1 game before being cut to make room for running back Vic Nivel. He was added back to the Cowboys' taxi squad, as it was called back then, and appeared in 8 games. He would also spell Walt Garrison in the 1970 NFC Championship game, which Cowboys won, en route to their first Super Bowl. Welsh would remain with the team for the next season and earned a Super Bowl ring as a member of the Super Bowl VI winning Dallas Cowboys. And he was then released by the team September 6, 1972. He was signed by the Chiefs, but never appeared in a game for them during the 72 season. He was added to the team's taxi squad for 1973, was then claimed by the New England Patriots, where he appeared in 2 games for the team before being placed on IR. He was released the next year after failing his physical, and he would finish his career with 83 yards on 26 carries. I'm Paul, the Saints fan.
I'm Brandon, the Cowboy.
Now here's a word from our sponsor, Izzy.
Where are you, Izzy? Izzy, where are you? Oh, there it is.
Izzy went Kawhi Leonard on us.
Yeah, that's it. It's go time. Let's see you lift that.
Mr. Mandelbaum, please.
It's go time.
This one's for you, Pop. It's go time.
It's go time.
You've been married 3 times.
That's it! It's go time!
It's go time.
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to the show. We are going to get into the football here in a little bit. A good week for both of our teams. Our picks, not so much, but
No.
we'll get to that.
Yeah, I've got a lot of gambling issues I got some problems with you people, and you're gonna hear about it.
We have some grievances. To air.
Yes.
But before we do that, let's take care of a few housekeeping items. If you want to contact the show, you can do so via email, blessthemboys@gmail.com. We gotta have a new segment on the show, Donnie's Declarations.
Yeah.
We'd have an email from Donnie again this week. We'll get to that in a little bit. Check us out on X. We are at bless_dem_boys. I am at Paul Elliott _316, PAULELLIOTT. Brandon is at Ball from Grace. We are both on Blue Sky individually. You can also follow the show on Blue Sky.
I should point out I have a new Twitter nickname because it's
I noticed this. Yeah,
it's spooky season, and it's also Dak Prescott MVP propaganda season. So I am now Count Dacula on the Twitter machine. So handle's still the same, but the display name has changed.
Display names, has changed. You can check us out if you're watching us right now live on YouTube. First of all, thank you. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You can check us out. If you're not checking us out live on YouTube, you can check us out on Spotify, Apple, or on YouTube afterwards. Like, share, subscribe, leave a rating and review. Appreciate all the feedback. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell the bots. We'll get into some football here in a little bit, but we here at Bless Them Boys do pride ourselves on being able to discuss other things
But enough about fish. I can discuss other things, you know.
Brandon, you want to start us off here? What'd you get up to this week?
So we had a nice, quiet little weekend. So we started off my
Nope.
eldest.
No emergency room visits this week?
No, there are no.
Okay.
The stitches are about to come out, so that's good. It's
Okay,
almost time
good,
for those
good.
to come out.
Good.
So my eldest daughter got a haircut this weekend, and then we went over to one of our favorite places to shop, Half Price Books, because we had coupons. You know, love the coupons. I didn't take any books into the bathroom with me, so nothing was flagged. Didn't see anybody, stealing books at Brentano's.
What about batteries? Somebody steal batteries?
No. Well, there was one old man, but he was confused. So, yeah, I'm an old man. I'm confused. Sometimes your father forgets to steal them, and I have to steal them. So we went there, and so I picked up 3 books. I picked up the Aeneid, which is a kind of an epic similar to the Iliad and the Odyssey. I was looking for those. I was looking for the Odyssey especially because the Christopher Nolan book is coming out.
Right.
But they didn't have the translation that someone recommended to me, so I ended up settling for the same translator and got the Aeneid by Virgil. I also got a book of Italian folk tales, and I found a DVD set of the Pink Panther. It's like a 5-disc collection. So that seemed like a good find. It was like $10 for a 5-disc set. So felt pretty good about that. Kids picked out some books.
These are the Peter Sellers
Pink Panther the old movies? Original Pink Panther movies. Which seemed, when I saw it, I thought that seems up your alley. That seems like something Paul would appreciate.
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever seen those movies, but
really, that's actually surprising.
Yeah, I mean, they just never. I'm aware of Pink Panther, but I mean,
we need to see if they're on the Criterion collection, so we can get it on the challenge.
Yeah, maybe so. Actually, check that real quick.
Then we went out for sushi, for lunch, and then in terms of what we watched, my wife and I finished America's Team. We had 2 episodes left, and so I think we had 3 episodes. So one of them was like the kind of like the start, the beginning of the end, which was like all the trouble that the players end up getting into. It went really deep into the Michael Irvin situation. And then it kind of went through as it showed the Irvin injury in Philadelphia and the end of his career because he couldn't play anymore because he had a narrowing of the spine. And so there was a chance that if he got hit again in the right spot, he could be paralyzed. Then they went through the 8-man concussion thing. And then the last one to leave was obviously Emmett. He talked about they showed him breaking the all-time rushing record. They showed him and then going to Arizona for a couple of years and his return to Texas Stadium with the Cardinals. And then kind of the last episode was the just kind of where they've been since then, and Jerry kind of a retrospective of the last 30 years with Jerry Jones. So it was good. We really enjoyed it. I think you learned. I mean, I learned a little bit because I'd already kind of been familiar with that. There was some stuff that was more of a refresher than anything, but I thought it was a good watch, and especially if someone who's not familiar with that team, I think it's a good basic setup of what happened back then. And then Friday we had New Music Friday. So I found an album called System by an artist, Prune, Prewn, so prawn but with an E in the middle. Kind of like a grungy sound, but her vocals really remind me of kind of a mix of Fiona Apple and Alanis Morissette. So kind of that
Okay.
like
When you
that yeah,
when you
that
said
kind
when you said grungy, that was the Alanis Morissette was the first name that popped in my head.
yeah, so that's kind of her sound. So I really enjoyed that album. And then obviously we need to get so we can get some clicks, we need to talk about the new Taylor Swift album because I have listened to that.
Of course.
I've listened to it twice. So I listened to it initially on
Okay.
Friday, and then I went back and listened to it again yesterday.
Okay.
Definitely better than the Tortured Poets
Okay.
Society or Tortured Poets
Hot take.
Club.
Coming up next.
it had more than one good song, so it was better than the Tortured Poets Society, Tortured Poets Club, or the Dead Tortured Poets
It was
Society.
Tortured Poets Department, I believe.
Yeah. So I think we were talking beforehand. So I think Opalite is a good one. The Fate of
Okay.
Ophelia, Wood
Yep.
was good, although I don't think I ever needed to know that much about Travis Kelce's Arrowhead Stadium.
Yay.
Yeah. I feel like there was one other song that I kind of like enjoyed, but I think when I listened to it the second time, so like the first time
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is pretty good, and then when I went back and listened to it, like there's a bunch of tracks in the middle, and I'm just like, no, these are kind of boring. So that's where I ended up on it.
Yeah.
Have you listened to it at all?
Just whatever my wife's been listening to. Like she'll have it. So she bought the vinyl, like she bought the set that came with the vinyl, the CD, like the whole thing.
Did she go to the movie theater experience?
She did. Yes.
Okay.
She took my oldest daughter, and they went Friday night to see it, and they had a good time. When they got back, I was passed out. I was just like,
you were Newman in the chair, basically.
yeah. Well, except I was in my bed. And like, but no, they said they had a good time. I've heard the Ophelia song, "The Fate of Ophelia." That's the one I've heard the most. My wife actually sent me the music video.
I haven't seen
YouTube
that.
link. Yeah. I did more listening because like I was working at the time, so I did more listening to the song than I did watching the video. But yeah, I mean, and we recorded the Jimmy Fallon. She was on Jimmy Fallon last night, so my wife wanted to watch that, so I got that. And then I also recorded she was on Graham Norton last week, but Graham Norton doesn't play in America until the week following. Like you have to wait.
Gotcha.
So
there's a tape delay.
There's a tape delay. Yeah. Now if you have like BBC, like not BBC America, like BBC, like the real
actual BBC.
Yeah, you could watch it on demand. But
speaking of Travis Kelce,
easy. Andy, cover the kids' ears.
Yeah, that one's at least coded 6'7", 6.
Oh gosh.
And then I told you I started a new show on Netflix called The Leopard, or Il Gattopardo, if you want to say it in the original Italian. So get the fancy Pooh Bear meme out. It's from Italy, based on.
Who's reading subtitles now, buddy?
Yeah, that's right. So it's set in like during the Italian Risorgimento, which is like the unification of Italy. So like Italy, like unlike a lot of the like other European countries, was like not unified until like the 1800s. And so like this is kind of about the main characters are this rich family in Sicily. And so this revolution's happening, and it's like, what are they going to do as the revolution kind of comes over, and what's happening is it's this social change is taking place and this revolution's happening. So it was really, I've just gotten through the first episode, but it was really good. Kind of wanted to like, there was another show. Did I ever tell you about The Law According to Lydia Poet?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, so that's another show that was like I think that one was filmed in Milan, and that's also like a Italian Netflix original. But that was really
Gotcha.
good, and so this one also had like really good reviews, and so like I'll check it out. And so first episode in, it's only 6 episodes, I think an hour each, so it's probably be able to get through it pretty quickly, I think. So would recommend that, but I'll keep you updated. Paul, what about you?
Cool. Yep. So you mentioned Criterion Channel. I actually did do a quick search. Does not look like the Pink Panther films are currently on the Criterion.
That's a travesty.
But I can stop. I'll still try to check them out. But for the Criterion Challenge, I actually knocked 3 movies out this week. The first one comes from the category here is all-time top Criterion closet picks. So when someone goes in the closet and they pick the movies,
I thought people usually came out of the closet.
Usually, yeah. Well, in this case, they come out of the closet with movies. Yeah. But one of the all-time top Criterion closet picks is a movie called Shampoo. This is from the 70s. It stars Warren Beatty as a hairdresser, but he's a ladies' man. Let's just put it like that.
Okay.
And so the movie is really about him kind of navigating his way through different female companions, let's say. And then it stars a very Goldie Hawn as one of those female companions. Jack Warden. I don't know if you know who Jack Warden is. You might recognize him if you saw him.
That name sounds familiar.
But he plays this. I can't remember if he's a politician or he's a businessman. So basically, Warren Beatty wants to open his own salon, but he needs some financial backing for that. And he keeps getting turned down by the bank. So he goes to Jack Warden because he knows Jack Warden's ex-wife, but Jack Warden's like going out with Warren Beatty's ex-girlfriend. Like it's a scene, man.
I've definitely seen this guy before.
Yeah, he's got that recognizable face. He's really good in this. He actually was nominated. I believe Jack Warden was nominated for an Oscar for this performance in Shampoo. I would definitely recommend checking it out. On the flip side, my next category, Criterion releases that have never been picked in the closet. Now, I should point out, I did this list beforehand, so like I laid out all the 52 movies. So it's possible this movie has been picked in the closet, since then. But at the time I was doing this, it would never been picked in the closet. It's a movie called Night in the City. It's a 1950s black and white film about a guy who is kind of a hustler who's trying to get into the professional wrestling game. He's trying to like kind of start his own promotion, but he can't get out of his own way. Basically, he's kind of he's kind of a self-destructive type, personality. So, but highly recommended. It's beautiful looking movie, beautiful black and white looking movie. Night in the City. And then the third movie, the category here is just North America, just basically a movie from North America. And this is a
really
movie
narrowed it down there.
Right. And this is a movie I had wanted to check out anyway. It's called The Ice Storm. It's directed by Ang Lee. If you recognize that name, he directed Brokeback Mountain. And he also directed the Incredible Hulk movie with Eric Bana, the one that kind of stinks. He actually has 2 Oscars for Best Director. He won Best Director for Brokeback Mountain, and he won for a movie called Life of Pi.
Didn't he do Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon?
Ang Lee, he might have. That could be a thing.
Yes, he did. Okay, that's like
okay.
When you said that, I was like, I kept waiting for you to say that, and I was like, wait, did he not do that movie?
Maybe, yeah. So anyway, The Ice Storm is a 1997 film. It stars Kevin Kline, Joan Allen, Sigourney Weaver. So Kevin Kline and Joan Allen are a couple. They live in kind of up in Connecticut in kind of an affluent neighborhood. And their neighbors are Sigourney Weaver and her husband. Her husband's played by Jamie Sheridan, who's kind of a lesser known. He's definitely the one of these four is not like the other type actor, you know.
He's the
But
third.
anyways,
He's the third tenor.
He's the fourth. Yeah, he's the fourth actor in Ice Storm. But Joan Allen and Kevin Kline have two kids. One is played by Christina Ricci. The other is played by Tobey Maguire. This is pre-Spider-Man Tobey Maguire, obviously. And then
Wasn't
Sigourney
Christina
Weaver,
Ricci? Was this before or after Christina Ricci was in Casper?
After. I think it's like 2 years after.
Okay.
And I think it's after she was in Addams Family also. Because when she was,
yeah.
And then Sigourney Weaver's got two sons. One is played by Frodo. For the Rings.
Elijah
Wood.
Yeah.
Elijah Wood. Yeah. And then I can't remember who plays the other son, but and one of the talked about scenes in this movie involves a key party. Are you familiar with what a key party is, Brandon?
I don't know. Do we need to tell Andy to earmuffs?
Yeah, this might be earmuffs. So you know, it's a party where gentlemen put their keys in a bowl, and those keys.
Oh, whoever. Take the okay. There's a reference to this in Rules of Engagement. Jeff always says is like, he references his wife's friend. He's like, well, if we're just tossing keys in a bowl, and so there you go. Okay, okay.
So yeah, but yeah, so it is it's definitely one of these like late 90s like family drama, screwed up family type movies. It's good performances. I mean, I would recommend checking it out. It is kind of hard to find, though, I will say.
Okay.
It was so. The funny thing is, it was on Criterion Channel like a month ago, but I wasn't to that point yet. And then now I was trying to find a way to watch it, and now it's off Criterion Channel. So that's a shame.
So before you go on, I will say I looked up Jack Warden's IMDb page, and I was scrolling down it, and so he was in when I was a kid. There was a made-for-TV Alice in Wonderland movie. So they did Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass, and like this is actually probably like the most of all the film versions of Alice in Wonderland that I've seen of just that one book. This one is like the most close to the book. But he was in this. He played an owl. But the funny thing about this is that the caterpillar in this was played by who was it? No, not the mouse. Okay, this is going to be great. Great podcasting here as I scroll through the cast of this movie.
I will say, Jack Warden's earliest role back in the 50s was a movie I know I've talked about before called 12 Angry Men. He was one of
yeah.
He was one of the 12 Angry Men.
So the caterpillar, I was right. The caterpillar was played by Sammy Davis Jr. So the most accurate Alice in Wonderland version is the one with Sammy Davis Jr. playing the caterpillar. So that's a fun fact for you.
Yeah,
you can watch
Jack Warden. It's very rare that I've seen a movie with him in it and been disappointed in his presence. I guess
right.
He usually makes a movie better, not worse. Actually, what was that? Oh yeah, he was in the his last movie he did was The Replacements, the Keanu Reeves, um, Gene Hackman football movie.
Oh yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
he played. I think he's the owner. I think he might be the owner of the team that Reeves plays for, but I can't remember. All right, 2025 movies. Catching up on a couple of 2025 releases. I watched Eddington, the Ari Aster movie with Joaquin Phoenix and Pedro Pascal.
Is that the one with the bear? Eddington?
No.
Oh wait, Paddington. That's right,
You're thinking of Paddington.
Paddington.
Yeah. Not Eddington in Peru. No, it's
No,
not
not
that.
Eddington and for.
But this movie, do you know anything about this movie?
No, this is like I saw your list and I was like, I've never heard of this in my life.
So this is Ari Aster. This is the same guy who did Hereditary, Midsommar, Beau is Afraid. This is basically it's kind of like a western. It's set in Eddington, I think it's New Mexico,
Okay.
but it's set during the COVID pandemic. Like it's May
Okay.
2020. Like the movie starts, it says like sometime in May 2020.
One of my kids was born that month. That must be what inspired it.
Well, there you go. But Joaquin Phoenix plays the sheriff of the town. Pedro Pascal is the mayor, and they are at odds over things. You know, as you could probably imagine. Like if
Masks,
you remember what 2020 was,
social
yeah,
distancing.
if you remember what 2020 was like this captures that feeling pretty well. In fact, I think my Letterboxd review was simply like, "Man, 2020 was a crazy time." Like that's pretty much what this.
I will say it's for me. It's a little early. It's like I don't need to go. I lived through it. I don't need to watch a movie
Right.
about it.
But it does. So it's not as it doesn't go as off the wall as like Hereditary does or Midsommar does.
Well, that's
but
good. That's good.
But it's still there's still moments of the movie where it's like, oh, okay, we're going like we're doing this now. All right, so. But I definitely would recommend it. I would recommend checking it out. I watched it on. It's on. I watched it. I used the Fandango at home. I rent through that, and I want to say I rented this one for like $5.99. It was relatively not that expensive. Also caught up on Weapons. Are you familiar with Weapons?
Yeah.
You've heard about this?
Yeah, of course.
From the guy who brought you Barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
I would say this movie is similar to Barbarian in that, like, the first time through, it's like, wait, what's going on? Like, what is this? But then after you get through it and you go look back at it, like, there are some like pretty funny moments in the movie.
There's no one is forcefully lactating.
No, but there are some like I'll be honest, like both of these movies, Eddington and Weapons, I would put up there. I still like Sinners more, but these movies are definitely in that class. Like
okay.
they're really good. And then on Friday, I ain't ashamed to say this. I took the day off of work and I went and saw one battle after another.
How was it?
It was fantastic.
Was it as good as There Will Be Blood?
So, okay. So I updated my rankings on Letterboxd, my Paul Thomas Anderson rankings. I have this second behind There Will Be Blood.
Okay.
I still think There Will Be Blood. Now listen, when I watch this, because I am going to watch this movie again, probably not in theaters, but when it comes to VOD, there's a possibility that this could overtake it. But for right now, There Will Be Blood this is like Leonardo DiCaprio's phenomenal. Sean Penn is phenomenal. Chase Infinity, who's kind of the breakout star of the movie. She plays Leo's daughter.
What a name.
Yeah. This movie is it's your classic Paul Thomas Anderson movie, but then there are some points where it's like you kind of forget that Paul Thomas Anderson directed it. Like there's some really good action sequences and I would highly recommend going and see it in theaters. Please be advised it is 2 hours and 45 minutes. So
This dude doesn't make a short movie, does he?
no. His shortest movie, I think, is Punch Drunk Love, and that's like 90 minutes. The 2002 Adam Sandler movie, I want to say, is the shortest. I was listening to a podcast about him today, actually, and they were talking about his filmography, and they called out that, which I watched Punch Drunk Love a couple months ago, and I don't remember it being that short. But yeah, I would say, so if we're talking about 2025 movies, Sinners is still number one, but One Battle After Another is right on its tail.
Yeah, I do want to watch that. There's that, and then Anemone came out in select theaters this week.
The Daniel
And
Day.
so, yeah, and so like, kind of like to see that too, but I don't know if I'll have a chance.
The reviews I've heard are, I think you and I may have talked about this, is like Daniel Day-Lewis is phenomenal. The movie is
the acting is great, but the storyline's not particularly, like, it looks good, but it's not particularly cohesive, is the gist that I seem to get from the reviews that I've seen.
On the TV front, I'm still going through the Wire season 3. I'm up through episode 4. I haven't watched an episode in a couple of days. I've been kind of, watching some other stuff. Task on HBO. They're wrapping up. They only got 2 episodes left, in this past episode 5, was probably the best episode of the series so far. So still enjoying that. And then
I opened up our Twitter account recently, and there was somebody talking about Task, and I was like, "This is Paul's doing. This is Paul. Paul put this on our algorithm."
I did. I ain't ashamed about it either. It's a good show. You should check it out. And then the Lowdown by this is the Ethan Hawke show that's on FX. Definitely recommend that. Checking out that one. I don't have any DoorDash incidents this week, but
Mr. Sanchez,
Mark Sanchez. So, yeah, let's talk about this for a minute. So, this went from this is the personification of the Anchorman gif. Boy, that escalated quickly.
It's also the let's wait until we have all the facts thing. Because,
yeah, that too.
I posted a meme from the show account that was the call an ambulance, but not for me. But it was the thoughts and prayers, thoughts and prayers, but not for me. Yeah. So, because you text me the story, you text me the story on Sunday morning, I think, right?
No, Saturday. It was Saturday, I think, because everything started breaking Saturday. So like Schefter tweets out, Mark Sanchez is in the hospital. He was stabbed, yada yada, and it's like, oh man, that's
terrible.
Crazy. And then
crime in the city.
And then and listen, I was about to go on the show account and tweet, thoughts and prayers to Mark Sanchez, and literally Schefter comes back and he's like, actually, he is still in the hospital, but he's facing criminal charges now because of his.
Not so fast, my friend.
Yeah, right. Not so fast, my friend. I mean, what and then details start to come out. So where we sit now, Tuesday, is he's facing 1 to 6 years in prison for felony misdemeanor in this.
Yeah, I think most of the original charges were misdemeanors, and then they came back with the felony charge, and that's the one that comes with a lot of with jail time. Or as my favorite tweet on this said, which I sent to you and made me laugh out loud, was Mark Sanchez. Yeah. Mark Sanchez sentenced to 5 more years with the Jets.
I don't know who that punishes more, the Sanchez or the Jets fans. But yeah, man, listen. Well, we obviously hope that the other party involved is also. I think I read that he's like a 67-year-old man.
Right. Yeah, it was like an older guy.
He's an old man. He was confused.
Yeah,
But no, we do hope he's okay.
Right.
And hopefully justice will be served and we can all move on. I know Brady Quinn had to end up flying to Indianapolis on like short notice to get I saw the other thing I saw, a tweet I saw, I may have sent that one to you, is like Mark Sanchez and Daniel Jones, I
No.
think, with the hands hands shaking, and it was like, oh no, it was Mark Sanchez and the Raiders
getting carved
And
up
it's
in downtown Indianapolis.
getting carved up in downtown. Yep, that's what it was. Man. Whew. Well, anything else before we move on? Want to talk about some college football?
No.
Oh, wait, fair enough.
No. I don't.
Silly question. I shouldn't have asked.
Paul, I think we need to start just betting your college football picks at this point.
I'm doing okay. 6-4. I was 6-4 again this week. Our buddy Andy the Bears fan, he was 7-3 this week. I was looking in on. I'm 39-21 for the year. I still am in like the top 300 or so on ESPN, I want to say. Had a couple near misses or whatever, but yeah. I keep waiting for the week that when it's all gonna come tumbling down.
If I start putting money on these games, that's when it falls down.
Right. I'm trying to think of any games that I watched. I mean, I did watch the Vanderbilt Alabama game. That was disappointing. I was rooting for Vanderbilt. I was hoping they would pull off the upset there, but no luck.
I didn't get to. So we were out for the first half of the Texas game, so I didn't get to see that. And then I came back. Well, I came back toward the end of the second quarter, and like Florida was just running the ball down Texas's throat, basically.
Yeah.
What I saw of the game, I didn't think Arch was like the worst part of the game for most of it. They had a drive where they ran a play like a backward pass to a receiver, and he overthrew a wide open guy that would have been an easy walk-in touchdown. So that missed. And then the offensive line's really not very good. I think Florida's defense is actually pretty good too, is one of the other things.
Okay.
And so I think there was a lot going wrong, but I think the defense tried to hold on, but when they couldn't stop anybody and then the offense had trouble getting started, like it just never, like then you were just behind. And then I think at the end Arch started forcing things when it was late in the game anyway.
Is he still throwing like he might be injured? Does he still look like he's?
I didn't see that as much. It looks like I think he had like one touchdown pass. It was like a great, like a just right on the money pass. But it looked like, I mean, the throwing motion looked fine to me. So okay. I don't think that was it. But the offensive line is not what it was last year, and I think that's caused a lot of problems in trying to get the run game going, and then like the pass protection as well. But that's just what I got to see from like the second quarter on, and then but that's kind of my takeaway. Takeaways there.
It could be worse. You could be a Penn State fan. I don't know.
I know
what's worse, man. Like the Penn State thing is.
I told you, like that's the only. I'm glad they lost because it just makes me not feel as bad about this.
I have a coworker who's a Penn State fan. I don't know if she's an alum, but she's a fan, and she was asking me. She's like, "Well, how's your college team doing?" I'm like, Iowa's, their offense still sucks, whatever. And I'm like,
yeah, Iowa's.
I'm like, Like, yeah, but I was like, you're Nittany Lions. She goes, yeah, we suck. So,
Sound really confident over there.
but no, because that was one of my misses. I laid the points with them against UCLA, and shout out to Nico,
I'm a
at
leaver.
UCLA. Yeah. And
So-
shout out to Rick Neuheisel's son. Was it Jerry Neuheisel, who's the
interim
is he
head
the
coach?
so he is the interim coach? See, at first I thought he was just like the OC or something when all that when people started talking about them winning, but then I didn't realize he was the interim head coach. I remember that they fired Deshaun Foster.
No, it looks like it's Tim Skipper.
Okay, but Neuheisel is on the staff though.
Yeah, it looks like he is the offensive coordinator.
Okay, because they were showing Rick, because the game was on CBS, and they were showing Rick Neuheisel, who works for CBS, celebrating. So,
yeah, he
Good
is
for
the
them.
offensive coordinator.
good for them. That was one that screwed me, and then Michigan State, the hook hurt me. I had them at plus 10.5. They lost by 11. So that's a shame.
That's a shame.
That's a shame. You want to talk about, so before we get to their picks for week 7, I know this game is not on the list, but I know your Longhorns have the big rivalry game this week against OU. How we feeling?
How do you think I feel, Paul? We haven't beaten a Power 4 school yet on the season. How's that? How's that feel?
It's not ideal. Not ideal.
They're favored by 1 point. I don't know why.
Well, Mateer may not play.
They said my OU coworker stopped me today and said, "Look at this. Mateer is he might play." And
Well,
I was like,
he's trying. He's
like, go ahead and rush back and be not 100%. That's what I'm cheering for.
Yeah.
Go back too fast.
Yeah. I mean, I'll obviously I hope for the best for you, buddy.
Thanks.
Have you been to that game? Have you in your
Yes, I have.
in your time?
A couple of times, I think. I feel like the last time I went, we lost like 60 something. We were like outside the stadium by like the third quarter. I was like, that's enough of that. Let's go. Let's go eat a bunch of fried. Let's go eat a bunch of fried stuff and drown our misery here.
All right. Well, let's see if we can keep this streak going, buddy. Let's get to some picks here. We'll start in the Big Ten. The Ohio State Buckeyes, number 1 team in the country, 5-0. They are traveling to Champaign, Illinois, to take on the Fighting Illini. The Illini
They're
are the home dogs.
They're going to fight the Illini.
They're going to fight the Illini. Yeah, there you go. The Illini are the home dogs. They are getting 14.5. I'm laying the 14.5 with the Buckeyes.
Ohio State minus 14.5.
All right. Up next, we've got UCF. The Knights are traveling to Cincinnati. Cincinnati coming off a big win against Iowa State. Cincinnati favored here. They're the home favorite, minus 10.5 for the Bearcats. I'm going to take the 10.5 with the Knights.
I'm going to lay the points.
All right. So we're opposite there. A non-conference game here. Washington State. This is the Mike. Well, no, this isn't the Mike Leach game. Mike Leach was at Mississippi State, not Ole Miss.
Right.
Washington State Cougars traveling to Oxford, Mississippi to take on the Ole Miss Rebels. Ole Miss favored minus 33.5. I'm going to take the 33.5.
Yep.
With Washington State there. The big game this week, the College Game Day game here. Indiana, number 7 in the country, 5-0, traveling to Eugene to face the Ducks for Oregon. Claxton, the alma mater of Claxton Welch, our patron saint. Ducks are laying 9.5. I'm going to take the 9.5 with the Hoosiers.
I am too.
For this one. Then we got a battle of techs. So we've got Virginia Tech traveling to face Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech 5-0 on the year here. They're laying 14.5. I'm going to lay the 14.5 with the Yellow Jackets.
Yep, same here.
Notre Dame continues their unusual schedule. They get to host North Carolina State this week. North Carolina State 4-2 coming into South Bend. The Fighting Irish are laying 22.5. I'm going to lay the 22.5 with the Irish.
I will take the points.
Yeah, I'm probably going to regret laying the points, but what the hell? Arkansas. No more Sam Pittman at Arkansas. Bobby Petrino taking over the reins there as interim head coach. They're traveling to Knoxville. That'll fix it. Yep. Traveling to Knoxville to take on the Volunteers. Volunteers are laying 13.5. I'm going to lay the points with the Volunteers.
Yep.
All right, and then an SEC matchup here. The Florida Gators coming off a win against your Longhorns. They are traveling to Texas this time, to College Station, to be precise. Take on the number 5 Aggies, or the Aggies. They are the home favorite, laying 8.5, and I'm going to lay the 8.5 with the Aggies here.
Same.
Another Texas school here. The Red Raiders are 5-0. Texas Tech, number 9 in the country. Shout out to Adam from Saints Block Party Podcast. They are hosting the Kansas Jayhawks, Rock Chalk Jayhawk and whatnot. Laying 14.5 are the Red Raiders. I'm going to lay the 14.5.
Yep, lay the points.
And last but certainly not least, Spencer Rattler's alma mater, South Carolina. One of his alma maters.
Well, I was going to say he's had multiple of those.
Traveling to Death Valley to take on the LSU Tigers. Tigers are coming off a bye week here. They're laying 10.5. I'm going to lay the 10.5 with the Tigers.
I will take the points.
Taking the points. Okay, so I'm laying a lot of points. I don't feel good about it.
Rock, chalk, Gamecock.
There you go.
That's how it goes, right?
Sure, why not? We can. All right. Anything else in the college world you want to talk about, or should we move along here?
Let's move along to the pros. We can get on my griping session here.
Okay, so before you gripe, just real quick, let's kind of go through our summary of our picks here. So for the against the spread, we were both 6-8 for the week, right? You were 6-8.
I didn't check my final standings, but that sounds about right.
I have you at 6-8. So
okay,
hopefully that's
I think that's right.
I have us both at 35 and 43 for the season. Not great.
Not too good.
Not too good. On the confidence picks, I am 43 and 34. You are 42 and 35, but you have 422 points. I have 379 points. You'll notice we are one game light there because of the tie between the Cowboys and Packers. That counts as a push. So, or at least it counted as a push for me. I mean, because I think we both picked the Packers in that game. So yeah, we both got
this was a rough week for the confidence picks.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah, I was 5. We were both 5 and 9. It looks like in the confidence picks.
I did put 5, beat you by 10 points on that one. So that's
right. You did. You got me 42 to 32 there.
Yeah,
on the picks. Head to head, we were head to head on 4 games against the spread. We split them. We went 2-2, thanks to the Jaguars last night.
So that means on the non-splits, we're another. It's another
4 and 6.
Yep, fade them boys.
Yeah, fade them boys. Yep, there you go. One bright spot is so Georgia's getting upset. I am 4-1 on the year. You are the flip. You are 1-4. It's a lock. I'm 5-0. You're 4-1, and our survivor pick. We're still alive.
We are still alive. Yeah, feeling pretty good. So I did the calculations. There's only 18% of the original 1 million entrants into the confidence.
Hey.
So we're in the top top 20%.
We're doing pretty good, buddy. We'll get to, hopefully we can keep that momentum going here. So yes, that's kind of a summary of our picks. I'm trying to think. Oh, win-loss game, we're dead even. We're at 47 each. Is what I
Oh,
have.
really? Oh,
47
nice.
each. So, and I was trying to do a little calculation here. I think you've got like 3 or 4 games this week where you're going to get a point no matter what, because like you have
Both
either
wins or both
both
losses.
wins or both losses. Yeah, and we have a couple games where we're head to head where it's like I have a team with wins, you have a team with losses. So yeah, it's yeah. So we'll keep track of that. So we're pretty deadlocked on that. Let's get to the games here. Let's just run through these. Starting with Thursday, presented by Dre Bly. 49ers 26, Rams 23. I would say this is one of the more surprising results of the week.
Well, just given how banged up the 49ers are, really, it's just like on the road on a short week. And then just the Rams, the Rams pulled the Jets in that they sort of like, the Brees Hall said teams shoot themselves in the foot and we come back and shoot ourselves in the head. The Rams were shooting themselves in the head this week, but I think Corum and Kyron Williams both had fumbles, which were not inconsequential. And so I had like a long day at work, and I had something else planned for Thursday evening, and I wasn't going to make it. And so I ended up just like after work, just going over to the Christian's tailgate where we had our watch party, where we got together to watch a game last year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I just like grabbed a burger and had a drink, and watched like the first half of the game there. But yeah, I just kept watching it. Just like the Rams just seemed, I think Matthew Stafford was a little off in this game too. It felt like he missed a few throws. And then they just let the 49ers hang around for too long.
Well, I mean, if you look at Stafford's stat line, 30 of 47 for 389 and 3 touchdowns. I guess
it could have been better though, is what I'm trying to say here.
Fair enough.
But yeah, so I bet this game at -5.5, and then it got all the way up. Like by the time the game opened, it was Rams -8.5. Also, we should point out that Mac Jones was vomiting on the field and just seemed like, also saw a dead body before the game too, floating in the pool. I don't know if you did you see that?
I saw that. I was trying to come up. I was like, was it that, or was he just seeing defenders in his wake or something like that?
The same Darnold saw ghosts, and Mac Jones saw dead people. So, but
by the way,
give him a lot of credit.
Mac Jones, 33 of 49 and 342 with 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
Return of the Mac, indeed.
Yep.
Well, and he also got banged up at one point because you texted me and said, "Who's the emergency quarterback for the 49ers?"
And who is it? Was it Kendrick Bourne that had like a career game too? Was also
10 catches for 142 yards.
Yeah, have a day.
Have a day, Kendrick. So it was former Patriots night for the 49ers. For that. Actually, one of those fumbles that the Rams had was recovered by your boy Alfred Collins from UT.
Oh, yeah. I do remember that.
So, yeah. So, listen, I don't know what this means for the 49ers moving forward. If at the very least, they have a win up on the Rams and the Seahawks now.
Yep.
Oh, and the Cardinals. I think didn't they beat the Cardinals?
Yeah, they're 3-0 in the division right now.
So that means something. So we'll see if and when Purdy gets back. I know they're still They're still fighting injuries everywhere. Ayuk is supposed to come back at some point. Kittle's supposed to come back at some point. So if they can get these folks back and start, they just kind of keep on keeping on. They do have the lead. Remember, we were talking about this at the beginning of the year. They have one of the easiest schedules in the NFL. So
Right. Well, I think they had the easiest schedule was the way I saw it at from one perspective.
Yeah, I mean they play so they have a big game this week at Tampa Bay, but then after that, like they don't have any. I mean, they do play the Colts later in the season, December. That's kind of their two biggest games left, honestly, except for the division games. Or like this week against Tampa, and down the road right before Christmas they go to Indianapolis and play the Colts. So, I mean, we'll see. And then for the Rams, like to your point, like they'll stop being your own worst enemy. And,
they'll be fine. They'll be fine.
Yeah, they should be all right. Okay, moving on here. Sunday, early morning, across the pond. This one was in London, right? This was
correct. It was at
Ben Tate,
Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Very good. Ben Tate presents Vikings 21, Browns 17. The Browns aren't good for anything but just messing up a parlay at this point. I really thought the Browns were going to win this game. I almost picked them as my upset pick. You did pick them as your upset pick.
They had it for a while, and then defense just couldn't get a stop, and Carson Wentz made some plays.
Yeah, Carson Wentz, and then also Cam Akers, Saints legend Cam Akers threw a touchdown pass as part of this game too.
There was. It just seemed like they had a chance because they had the lead, they had the ball, and they had a chance if they picked up like a couple of first downs to just put the game away. And like the offense, just like they couldn't get anything going at that point. And then it just once Minnesota got the ball back, they were able to just drive down and score.
The best thing I can say for the Browns is they are getting a lot of contributions from rookies. Obviously, Dylan Gabriel started the game. He looked like a rookie, I would say.
Yeah.
Quinshon Judkins, this Ohio State running back, looks like the real deal. 110 yards on 23 carries. Your boy, Isaiah Bond from UT, he had a couple catches. 2 catches for 29 yards.
Boy, the Cleveland Browns sure do love them some players with character concerns, don't they?
And then on defense, I mean, the linebacker Schlesinger is like leading the team in tackles, and Mason Graham looks like he's worth the number 5 pick in the first round there. So if you are a Browns fan, I think there's some good stuff to look forward to. Now, we should mention on the day we're recording this, the Browns traded Joe Flacco to their division and intrastate rivals, the Bengals. So looks like it is going to be Dylan Gabriel moving forward, and Shedeur Sanders at some point, maybe. Are you miming? Yeah, are you miming?
Yeah, Shedeur Sanders, who has a future in street performance once he's out of the league.
What a beauty! What a beauty that is. I don't really know. So I think the Browns are going to be competitive. We talked about this maybe last week. Browns defense is going to keep them in games. It's just what can they get out of the offense at this point. Vikings, McCarthy is supposed to be back. Vikings are on a bye coming up this week, I believe.
Because they just had 2 games overseas. They had the one in Dublin, and then they had this one.
Right. So so they are on a bye this week. McCarthy is expected back after the bye. So
okay,
we'll see.
Makes sense.
We'll see what happens, but I do know they also have some injuries on the offensive line that are probably concerning, I would say. But moving on, hey, Curtis DeLoach presents Saints' first win of the year. Saints 26, Giants 14. I gotta say, man, I was pretty happy watching this game. Obviously, because of the win. If I was a Giants fan, I would be not so happy.
I heard they turned the ball over on 5 straight possessions.
Yep. So
that's impressive.
Yes.
I also heard. Do you know who the last team to do that was?
Oh, I saw this, but I forgot.
It was the Jets.
Oh yeah, I did.
Of course, it was.
So it was. So Giants jump out to a 14-3 lead, and I think I texted you at this point and said Giants not facing much resistance.
Right. You said that they were the only ones that could stop themselves.
Right. So then Saints get a field goal. Saints get a couple of decent drives, but had to settle for field goals. So it's 14-6. They get a 80-yard bomb to Rashid Shaheed, who was speeding in a school zone. He was going 21 miles per hour or whatever on this like 86-yard run. Like just kind of came out of nowhere, honestly. It was like the best throw Rattlers made all season, just like out of the blue. And then I think that's when the turnover started for the Giants. So Darius Slayton fumbles. Saints take it, get points. Jackson Dart just straight up drops the ball. Like he's just running out of the pocket, and Cam Jordan's right there, and he just drops the ball, and Cam Jordan just falls on it. Then Scadaboo, they're driving. He's going into the end zone, and Brian Brzee just punches the ball out, and Jordan Howden takes it 80 yards the other way for a touchdown. And then Dart just throws 2 interceptions. Kool-Aid McKinstry gets his.
Was he trying to do too much at that moment? Or was
Yeah, I don't remember. One of the last one, definitely. The last one, it looked like he was really trying to maybe make something out of nothing. And Kool-Aid McKinstry just kind of undercut what he was doing and got an interception. So, yeah. So, listen, from my perspective, now I will say the Saints special teams in this game were pretty awful. Giants had a couple of long kick returns.
So nothing
so that's
special
not
about
ideal.
nothing special about your special teams.
No, and Blake Grupe missed a couple kicks, so nothing. Now he did have a kind of a touchdown saving tackle on one of the kickoffs, so I will give him credit for that. But yeah, young guys on defense making plays, which is nice to see. From an offensive perspective, our leading rusher was not Alvin Kamara; it was actually Kendre Miller.
Yeah, you need to you need to cut that out, buddy.
Well, this was probably by far Spencer Rattler's best game of his career, which, because what's funny is you texted me and said Rattler's stat line looked pretty good, and I hadn't really thought about it in that terms by that point. I just kind of looked at it as like he looked poised, he looked now, I will say one of the things coming out of the game was like, oh, the offensive line didn't give up a sack against this Giants front. A lot of that, or some of that, was Spencer Rattler getting out of the pocket and,
him avoiding the pressure more than the
avoiding the pressure. He did
blocking.
Yeah. Yeah. There were a couple times where, I think it was Brian Burns at one point had a pretty good shot at Rattler, but he just got the ball out quick. And so, yeah, listen, some good signs to build on. It's not going to be a 13-4 season for the Saints, but I mean, it's something to build on, something to look forward to. At this point, I don't know when we see Tyler Shuck. I did see it's. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, at this point, I don't think you need to. I think you just At this
No.
point, you're almost wondering like how much does Rattler need to do where you get to a top 5 pick in the draft and you say maybe we can go a different direction.
Leverage.
Yeah, like if you
leverage.
got
So there's been talk. I don't think we talked much about this last week, but there's been talk of the Saints. Being in the trade market, like trading some of their veteran players. Because as we sit right now, the Saints only have, I believe, 5 draft picks in 2026, which for a team that's in a rebuild, that's not ideal. And some of their veteran players could be, could be movable. The names you keep hearing.
How about Demario Davis?
Demario Davis is one. Alvin Kamara, obviously. Carl Granderson's another one. Granderson's a little tougher because his contract would be kind of a big cap hit if they traded him. Chris Olave has been mentioned. But I also saw that they could trade Spencer Rattler, but not during the season. Maybe let him finish out the season, and then in the spring, you maybe, a team like, I don't know, the Rams or somebody looking for kind of a developmental quarterback, maybe gives you 3rd or 4th round pick for him. And, if you're going to potentially transition to Shuck anyway, or if you're going to potentially look at the quarterbacks in this draft, which there's no quarterback. We talked about this last week. There's no quarterback in this draft that I look at and say, like, yeah, he is a marketed improvement above Spencer Rattler.
What about the Oregon guy?
The Oregon guy does intrigue me, and the Indiana quarterback does intrigue me, so I will be paying close attention to that game this weekend. Like, the Indiana quarterback has one of the best throws I've seen all season against Iowa. He had a go route up the sideline. He just dropped it straight in a bucket. Beautiful pass. So I don't know. Look, it's weird, like the Shuck thing, because Kellen Moore did draft Shuck. I know it was number 40 overall, 2nd round pick. We'll see. I do feel it's kind of a nice problem to have at this point. Like, Rattler's playing well enough where you don't feel like you have to rush Shuck along.
Right.
So, we'll see where it goes. But, good win for us. For Giants, yeah, they're going to those because they kind of gave this one away a little bit.
Yeah, I kind of said that this is kind of like more of what I expected from the Giants. I feel like last week they got a lot of bounces to go their way, and this felt like the bounces went the other way, and that's kind of what closer to what they are. And so it wasn't. This was one that I did not have a problem with because I bet Saints plus 1.5 before it got to Saints minus 1.5 at one point.
Yeah.
And also bet Saints money line to hedge that 0-5 bet that I had.
Yep. I did a similar thing with another game that we will definitely talk about here in a minute.
Yeah, you and I both had that bet as well.
All right, buddy. What about your team against New York?
Well, we went into this game with missing 4 offensive linemen, and at that point, when I saw that we were going to be without 4 offensive linemen, I was like, I'm going to bet the Jets on the money line here, because that's sort of the thing that would derail the Cowboys in prior seasons. But they went out there and defense struggled a little early. The first drive, the Jets kind of marched the ball down the field. They finally stopped them in the red zone and held them to a field goal. Dallas came back and tied it. And then, so Dallas started out down 3-0 and then rattled off 30 straight points. Wow. They had back-to-back touchdowns before the half, including a Javonte Williams, 60 career-long, 60-plus yard run to set up a touchdown in the last few seconds of the first half. So you had 4 offensive linemen out. You had no CD. You had no Kevontae Turpin. Miles Sanders was out. You were playing a backup safety. Sanborn left the game in the middle of the game, and you still basically massacred this Jets team, which I know the Jets are 0-5, but they've also had a couple of, like, really close calls against the Buccaneers. They had a close call against the Dolphins last week too. Wasn't that was a fairly
Steelers?
The Steelers game
week
was
one,
yeah, that one was close. Like the only other team that's like blown them out has been the Bills.
Yeah.
But it felt the defense did enough, and then the offense has just like continued to be dominant. The run game still looks great. People are posting stuff about Clayton Adams constantly online, and I'm like, y'all gotta chill because like this guy's gonna get like head coaching interviews in the offseason. I was like, can we keep him around for for more than one season?
Is he Clayton Adams is the offensive coordinator, right?
He's the offensive coordinator, but I will say,
but Schottenheimer calls the plays.
Schottenheimer calls the plays, and so I think Clayton Adams is probably more of just a run game coordinator, or like kind of like an offensive line coach / run game coordinator at this point.
But his official title is offensive coordinator.
That's correct. And you saw someone posted like it's like, here was the Cardinals were number 1 in rushing efficiency last year, and here they are at number 32. What do you think happened here?
Right. Didn't help that you got injured either.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, it just feels like the coaching staff knows how to put guys in advantageous positions, and they're still working on the defense. They played a little more man coverage. I think Trayvon Diggs had his best game of the season. But they were able to kind of keep Justin. I expected Justin Fields to kind of run for like 250 yards in this game and look like Michael Vick in the Madden game, basically. But they kept him in check pretty well. Like they actually got pressure and were able to turn that into sacks this week. And so just a good game all around. Defense was better, but defense was kind of a bend but don't break type of situation.
Yeah.
This week, but that's better than the bend and break situation that they had been in before. Right. So, baby steps.
Yeah.
But
one thing I'll say before we move on here, the Jets, I saw this stat. They are the first team, I think, in NFL history to start 0-5, and they have 0 takeaways.
Yep.
That's not ideal.
Yeah, I feel bad for Aaron Glenn. Like he feel like he might have should have taken the Saints job at this. I always see.
Well,
I saw someone post the video of it's like this is the worst job in sports, and it just shows like all the Jets coaches just like staring like straight ahead, like just with like this miserable look on their faces. It's like that's what this job does to you, basically.
Yeah, I mean, so they are now the only winless team. Saints won their first game. We'll talk about the Titans here down the road. But yeah, no, listen, I think you should feel pretty good about your where your Cowboys are right now. From a coaching perspective, I'm not saying you guys are going to be in the Super Bowl this year, but
it's funny how like we got so mad about the like Brian Schottenheimer hire, and then it's like this guy is actually a good coach.
I mean, if we ranked the new coaches, he's probably 2 or 3 behind. I would probably put Cohen number 1 right now.
Right. But he's not been the sort of like disappointment that you expected when the hire was made.
Yeah. And I wouldn't count Vrabel in that because Vrabel is a former head coach.
Right. He's sort of a retread. Yeah.
So, but like for like brand new first time head coaches, yeah, I would put Schottenheimer in that group with Cohen as like the most successful right now. Okay, let's move on. That, by the way, that was Richie Anderson bringing you that.
We should also point out that Brian Schottenheimer, we should have known he was good because he got the Indianapolis Stabber to the AFC Championship game. So,
well, wait a minute. To be clear, Sanchez didn't do the stabbing, right? He was stabbed.
Oh, that's right. The stabbing victim. Sorry. That's right.
Okay. He the Indianapolis delinquent, let's say, because he was like, yeah.
He had a butt fumble in real life.
Oof.
I saw the other tweet I saw was PFT commenter was like being arrested in the while you're recovering from a stab wound's got to be the worst hangover ever.
I would imagine so.
Yep.
Let's move on here. Jacoby Jones, the late great Jacoby Jones,
Rest in peace.
presents Texans 44, Ravens 16. Ravens 10. My apologies. So last week we were doing our picks and we went through it, and I was like, yeah, I'll take the Ravens, whatever. And then after a little thinking, I'm like, maybe I should take the Texans. Boy, am I glad I did that. This was bad from the word go for the Ravens. I guess Lamar will make this better when he comes back, but their defense still stinks.
Everyone's dead. They've reached the Dumb and Dumber, our pets' heads are falling off portion of the program.
Seriously, yeah, it's. I don't because now they're 1-4, right? Yeah, 1-4. By the way, the team that had the best weekend by far was the Steelers. They just sat at home and watched the Ravens lose, the Browns lose, the Bengals lose. We'll talk about the Bengals in a minute. But yeah, this is not good, Bob. There's still time for them to turn it around, but again, if they're just kind of expecting Lamar to come back and just everything be okay, I don't know if that's going to happen.
The question, they're going to be similar to last year's Bengals in that the defense is bad. Two,
right.
They're going to be in a big hole, and we're going to be asking how far does the hole have to be before we finally say it's too late, right? They're 1-4. Probably going to lose this week because they're playing a Rams team coming off a loss with extra time.
Yep.
How long do we go before we?
I'm pulling up their schedule real quick here. So they have the Rams this week. Then they have a bye, a much needed bye. After the bye, they host the Bears. They have a quick turnaround Thursday night game at Miami. They go to Minnesota. They go to Cleveland. They host the Jets. They host the Bengals on Thanksgiving night, boys and girls. Bengals, Ravens. Yeesh.
You got to figure it by that point. Lamar will be back. Otherwise, you're getting Joe Flacco against Cooper Rush.
I will say
that's.
God help us. I will say their schedule. Their schedule is backloaded with their division opponents. Have they played a division game yet? Yeah, they beat the Browns. That's the only division game they've played. And then they play the Browns again, and then but honestly, starting in November, so if you just kind of start, they have their division opponents: the Vikings, the Jets, the Patriots, and the Packers. That's pretty much their schedule from November on. That's not, again, if Lamar comes back and he's healthy and the defense can kind of figure something out, it's not terrible, but to your point, with the Bengals last year, it's going to get late early at some point.
Yeah, exactly. You've started by, if you hadn't lost that game in Buffalo, you'd be in much better shape right now to actually, but losing that game kind of puts you in so much more of a deeper hole. I'm looking right now, but I bet the Steelers right after the Lamar injury, I bet the Steelers to win the AFC North at plus 196, and it is now plus 110.
But I would say it's going to get to be even money here pretty quick.
Yeah, it's going to be. I think probably after the next week, you're probably going to, as long as the Steelers win this week, the Ravens probably lose. You're probably going to see that number flip because the Ravens are still plus 102. But
yeah. So with all that being said, Texans are frauds, right? Like
this
isn't. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to draw any conclusions about the Texans from this. Was a get right game for them. They got right, but like, let's see it. Show me the Texans against a real team.
So, well, here's this. So they're off this week. The Texans are on a bye week. Then they go Monday night at Seattle, short week, host the 49ers, host the Broncos, host the Jaguars.
Ooh, that's a tough
So
little
So
schedule
to your point, like if you can come out of that 2-2, then okay, then maybe you
got something.
Maybe you got something, but that's tough, buddy. All right, let's move on here. Saints legend Ted Ginn Jr. presents. Speaking of tough, Panthers 27, Dolphins 14. I don't know. I'm sorry, Dolphins 24. I don't know how the Panthers keep doing this. Like they just keep. Like every time I think,
who wants
like
it less?
I was so waiting. I was like, okay, the Saints are going to win a game. The Panthers are going to lose to the Dolphins. And then I can definitively say that the Saints are a better team than the Panthers. And then, yeah, the Panthers end up winning. So, yeah.
Well, you and I the Dolphins were up like what, 17-3 or 17-0. And we're like, you know, do they fire Canales at halftime? And then, And then the Panthers come back and then, my favorite was there was a group of mixed fans. It was like, you know, part Dolphins fans, part Panthers fans, and they had a bag of shame, and they were passing it back and forth between them, depending on who was leading at the time. And so
it was the old Costanza. Suddenly, a new contender emerges.
King of the Idiots, Lord of the Idiots,
Lord of the Idiots. Yeah, McDaniel, man. Did you see?
Did you see that? I was going to ask about
that.
He had another one of those. You know, he's going to end up on some team that needs an offensive coordinator next year. Yeah. He's just going to end up being like a really good offensive.
Well, I got a team for him. How about the Texans? How about he just goes to the, you know?
That's actually probably not a bad idea based on
him and D'Amico probably work together with the 49ers.
That's probably right. Someone posted a clip and it was Tua threw this like awesome, like perfect pass, and the running back made a great catch in the end zone. It's like don't let the awesome pass and perfect catch on this let distract you from the fact that Mike McDaniel called a fade to the running back on 3rd and goal here. It's like okay,
right. Just because the result was good doesn't mean the process was good.
Yeah. Bad process, good result.
Yeah, I don't know what to think of either of these teams. I think they're both are going to be top 10 in the draft teams come next year. So
I don't see these teams suddenly making a playoff push, let me tell you.
No. Now, I will say, so regarding my fantasy football team, late in the week, it was announced that Chuba Hubbard was injured and he would not be playing. He's going to be out for a couple of weeks, I think. And Cowboy legend Rico Dowdle was getting the start. And ESPN was like, you need to pick up Rico Dowdle and you need to start Rico Dowdle. And so I did. And, buddy, the only reason I had a chance this week in fantasy football was because of Rico Dowdle.
No doubt about it.
Rico Suave. Shout out to him for keeping me in it.
He's saying that this week's going to be a revenge game for him. This upcoming.
Oh, right. Well, we'll see. I mean, now I'll tell you the rest of my running back woes here in a little bit. But for now, just know that Rico Dowdle was my MVP of my fantasy football team this week. All right, moving on here. Darius Hayward Bay presents Colts 40, Raiders 6. Raiders, yeah, I think we were wrong about them. Well, I was wrong about them.
What was that week 1 game against the Patriots? Now
I have no idea. Geno's bad. Genty, I know he had a good game the previous week, but I don't
So
know.
I will cut Genty some slack because he's running into defenders like 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage on pretty much any time he gets the ball. Like that
Yep.
offensive line, buddy, that offensive line is like Bengals bad. Like it's
Yeah, and Bowers was kind of a late scratch. I know because I have him on my fantasy team, so I had to make sure I had that
same.
covered. But yeah, I mean they're already talking about is it Kenny Pickett time in Las Vegas, which I forgot Kenny Pickett was even playing for the Raiders.
What happened to Geno? Like he turned back into like
I have no idea.
Jets Geno. Like I don't understand that.
I don't know, man. I mean, maybe they can turn it around, figure it out, but they're in the wrong division to be.
Yeah, you don't have to. You don't have time to make.
You ain't
You don't
got
have
time.
time to like experiment in the AFC West.
And on the flip side, our boy Danny Dimes still just keep it going. Just keeping it going.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones, buddy. But yeah, I saw a meme. It was like Indiana Jones and the Raiders lost or something like that. So, yeah, shout out to the Colts, man. I mean, this maybe I should have put my hopes on the Colts instead of the Texans this year for.
I know
AFC South.
it's funny because like I picked the Texans to not win the AFC South, and I'm still going to get that division wrong. Is what it feels like right now.
Yeah.
Colts and Jaguars for the division. I'm like looking forward. I'm actually looking forward to those matchups. Like who would have thought
Absolutely.
that at the start of the season?
Wouldn't it be hilarious if a game got flexed out for Colts Jaguars? Like think about that. Like think about that scenario.
I think that's a sign of the apocalypse, Paul.
It might be. It might be. All right. Anything else on Colts Raiders? Do you want to take this next one?
Let's move to Bradley Roby.
I figured you'd want this one. Yeah.
Bradley Roby presents Broncos 21, Eagles 17. Donnie and myself were not having a good time for the first half of this game, but the Broncos came back. AJ Brown decided to stop running on a deep post route. The Eagles only had 9 designed run plays in this game. I think Saquon Barkley had like 6 carries.
Wow.
It was so basically the wide receivers complained a bunch, and the Eagles coaches were like, "Well, here, you want some targets? You get some targets."
Right.
I want to say congrats to Jalen Hurts this week. He completed a pass in the second half, so good for him.
Okay.
He that's an improvement over last week.
So patriotic. so oh boy.
Apparently, Jalen and AJ and Devontae Smith had a nice heart-to-heart chat after the game this week. So they have also one more thing before you say this. They have now been outgained in yardage, but in all 5 games. So they have not outgained their opponent in a single game this year.
And all 5 of their games have been 1-score games. We know.
Yep.
Those 1-score results, that's usually a telltale sign of something's missing.
Something's missing, all right.
So I was messaging back and forth with our friend Donnie during the game, and at one point I told him, because obviously I had this game on the multi-view, had the Saints game, had this game, had the Cowboys game, and every time I looked at this game, either Hurts was running for his life or he was chucking it downfield to somebody. Like somebody's open, and then all of a sudden I look up and the Broncos are winning. Like in the fourth quarter, I was like, wait, whoa, what happened here? So yeah, I was happy for Donnie for them to get that win. That's a good win for them. I don't know if you heard Sean Payton after the game instructed their bus driver to drive down Broad Street in Philadelphia
Nice.
with the team bus. So
Well, I did.
Sean Payton, petty as ever. Sean Payton.
Hats off to him also for going for 2 to like win the game too, and
Yeah.
on the road. I mean, that takes some cojones.
He also we should mention he also passed his mentor Bill Parcells on the all-time wins list
Oh,
with this victory. So shout out to Saints legendary coach Sean Payton. All right. Anything else on Broncos Eagles? I want to call an audible here on this next. So I want to skip this next game. I'll come back to it. Let's skip down to the game of for me the game of the week, which was Pep Livingston presents Bucks Seahawks. Bucks 38, Seahawks 35. Best uniform game of the week, and just best overall game of the week.
We gotta go back. We gotta get the pewter Bucks thing going. Like the creamsicles, like that's where it's at, man. Bucko Bruce.
Yep. Panthers fans look away because Baker and Sam Darnold were dealing, except for the end when Darnold had that costly interception. But I mean, this is really a fun game to watch. Baker for me. So my MVP right now would probably be between Baker and Dak. I'd probably give Baker the edge just because of record, just because the Bucks are, 4-1 now, or 4-1.
Yeah, I was listening to Tony Kornheiser, and he said if you're making a list of the MVP candidates, he said he's like I would have Baker, I would have Daniel Jones, I would have Dak. Those are those 3 guys have all been. I mean, I'm sure you could say Josh Allen just because he's Josh Allen, but the guys who are kind of balling out right now are those 3 guys.
Absolutely. And listen, for the Seahawks, for our friend Trang, I still think they're a good team. I think this is just one of those games that Seahawks have had 2 of these this year. They had the 49ers game week 1, now this one, where you just time runs out. This
was
out of time. So
this was the game where whoever makes the mistake is going to lose, and it was just there was such a small margin for error, and that one Darnold play is the one that.
Did you see this Baker touchdown to Ibuka, where Baker just zips it between 2? It was 2 defend, Ibuka's in the back of the end zone. He just zips it to him.
No, I don't think I saw No, I think I missed that one. Although I will say, I have 2 of the receiver on my work team. I told you this. I have both Ibuka and JSN in my work league, who are the number.
So I have
3 and 4 receivers in the league.
So I have JSN and Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin came back this week, which I needed because Adunze
was on bye this week.
Yep. So, yeah, JSN is probably. So I mentioned how Rico Dowdle was my MVP for the week. JSN's kind of been my MVP for the whole season. He's the one guy that's been consistently. Him and Adunze have been the 2 consistent point getters for me. Okay, let's move on to. Late great Rudy Johnson presents Lions 37, Bengals 24. It was not this close, boys and girls. Lions are still pissed off that people think they were going to be bad because they lost their offensive and defensive coordinator, and they're just taking it out on whoever they play. So it's really something to see. I guess we're just going to have to deal with. The Lions are going to be good, and that's just that.
Yeah, I didn't get to see much of this game, but this game kind of went about how I expected it to. And I think at this point you have to flex every Bengals game to True TV, right? We can't be broadcasting. This is just I think the FCC has laws about things that are inappropriate for children to see.
I mean, I did just mention that the Thanksgiving night game is Ravens Bengals, which I don't think they can flex out of. I think they have to keep that.
We need to have let's go ahead and have the conversation here because the Bengals did make a trade today.
Right, for Flacco, right.
Yes, and my thinking here is like I get you. I think you had to move on from Browning at this point. Like it was not tenable. He was not. He's just gotten worse. Like the season that he had, the 1 year where he backed him up and actually like put together some good results, like that wasn't coming back. I don't know that I understand why this is Joe Flacco. Like I don't.
I don't know.
Because Joe Flacco had problems in Cleveland behind that offensive line. Like the Cincinnati offensive line is worse, right?
Right.
Like so what's Joe Flacco going to do any better than what he was doing in Cleveland? Like, just like you're going to line him up 8 yards back in the shotgun and just say throw the ball, just let Chase run under it like 30 times a game. Is that our game plan now?
Yeah. I mean, I sent you the Diana Rossini tweet. She said that she was told the Bengals never called the Giants about either Russell Wilson or Jameis Winston, and they just settled kind of. So
that baffles me. Like you got to at least like ask what the price is. Like
I don't know. And I mean, I guess we're presuming that Flacco starts right away, but who knows? I mean,
yeah, maybe. Do you give him a week maybe to learn the playbook, to learn how to throw it to Jamar Chase?
That's Jamar Chase. That's T. Higgins. That's all you need to know.
You throw to those two guys. That's it. That's all we need you to do.
If he ain't open, throw it to him. If he ain't open,
throw it to him. Yeah, exactly.
I also will mention, since we're talking about trades, Adam Schefter is of the opinion that from starting now until November 4th, which is the trade deadline, we should see a steady flow of trades on Mondays and Tuesdays for the next couple of weeks. So just something to keep an eye on. He's thinking about 10 or 12 trades in total. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping Dallas like does something to like maybe shore up the defensive line, or like DeMario Davis is a guy I wouldn't like mind trading for. Do some business with the Saints.
Yeah, he can be our new patron saint. So, by the way, Peyton Turner hasn't played for you guys yet, has he?
I don't think so.
All right,
I'll have to look at Football Reference.
He's not a patron saint Cowboy yet. Okay, so we got 2 more games, and I wanted to save these 2 for last because these tie into my running back woes on my fantasy team. So we'll start with Steven Alexander presents Commanders 27, Chargers 10. So back when I did my fantasy drafted everybody's favorite Bill, Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, or Bill as he's known. And so, ever since James Conner got injured for the season, I've been trying to figure out what to do at running back. So this week, I already talked about the Rico Dowdle thing. Well, prior to the Rico Dowdle thing, I had picked up not 1, but 2 Cardinals running backs. And we'll talk about the Cardinals here in a minute. and I seriously considered at one point just playing both Cardinals running backs, because the problem with Bill is that the Commanders have been dividing up their carries like between him, Chris Rodriguez, who's the other one? They have another running back that they've been
the Washington Committee is basically
the Washington Committee. Yeah. So I didn't even consider, and my other running back is Zach Charbonnet for the Seahawks, and he's split time with Kenneth Walker. So I didn't even start. So I was like, okay, I'm not starting either one of them. And of course, Bill has 2 touchdowns. He scores like 20 points. That would have helped me tremendously. We'll talk more about why here in a minute. But so when I picked up, well, I'll get to that here in a minute. So anyway, so for this game, the Chargers, they're back. I think they're charging again.
Meet the new Chargers, same as the old Chargers.
Same as the old Chargers.
So this was like just an epic because they were up like 10-0. They had the punt return touchdown called back for penalty. They had Quentin Johnston fumble like a huge pass play that like was going to put him into the red zone. That turns into a fumble that Washington eventually turns into a score. And then as the Chargers are like trying to like claw their way back, they had multiple like Justin Herbert threw like they had a holding call that called back a run, and then it was so they picked up 1st and 20, first down, penalty. Picked up 1st and 25, pick it up, penalty. Like it just kept getting called back for penalties multiple times.
Yeah.
And then I was listening to the Athletic Football Show, and they kind of talked about what was interesting was they talked about the Washington plan and kind of like the passing game, which was like because the Chargers like to play, so they play zone, but they play like a lot of what's known as man match, which is like you have a zone, but like once a guy like kind of goes through, like based on your rules and what receiver is in which area, once you like lock on, it basically becomes sort of like it's like a zone, but also you match with the man and then you follow that guy through. So because the Chargers do that a lot, is what Washington wants to do is like they'll run a receiver into an area, the guy, all the defenders end up matching on someone, and then once those areas have been kind of bled out, is they'll send somebody in late into that zone, into that vacated space, so that the defense doesn't have anybody left there to cover them. And so they were just attacking the defense that way. And so that's how they were kind of like able to like just find all these soft spots in the zone. And so like just which the Cowboys have started playing a lot of zone under Eberflus, but I think I worry that happens to him, but I don't think they're playing as much of the match zone stuff as just like pure zone. So hopefully that's not as big an issue for them once this matchup happens later down the line.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, that's Cliff Kingsbury. He's a pretty good offensive coach. So, yeah, I just this game really surprised me. I mean, I also have Jaden Daniels on my fantasy team, so I did start him, and he
was fine.
Admirable. He was admirable. Yeah. I did get nervous because at one point they showed him on the sidelines like messing with his shoe, like he was taking his shoe off, like they were going to look at his foot or something. But I guess he was all right. Okay, I saved this game for last. Well, not last, but last of the Sunday late slate. CJ2K, Chris Johnson presents Titans 22, Cardinals 21. Okay, so here's the rest of my running back conundrum.
Well, you and I are both involved in this because we both had Imari DeMarcado picked up in the lineup in one league or the other.
So before the Rico Dowdle thing, I had DeMarcado and Michael Carter on my fantasy team. When I went to pick up Rico Dowdle, I had to drop somebody, so I dropped Michael Carter. And my thinking was the Cardinals had just called up Michael Carter from the practice squad. So why would they be calling up a guy from the practice squad and giving him more carries when DeMarcado's been there longer? But well, we found out because not only did Michael Carter get the majority of the carries, so I'm like, so the first half of this game, I'm like, where's DeMarcado? Like what is going on here? So I'm just, and then Krosky Merritt's doing what he's doing. So
did DeMarcado die on the way?
Seriously, I'm like, what is going on? So then, at one point, I look up and I see a Cardinal running to the end zone with not a Titan around him, just free as a bird, and live as it's happening. I said, he dropped the ball before he crossed it. Like I saw it. Like I'm like, that was my first thought. And my second thought was, please God, don't let that be DeMarcado. And sure enough, that's who it was. So,
let me say on the bright side, you did get the 70 yards before he got to the end
Well,
zone at least.
so it was an 8-point swing because I went from I would have gotten 13 points, 7 for the yardage and 6 for the touchdown.
Uh-huh.
To that turned into 5 points because I got 7 for the yardage and lost 2 for the fumble. So, yeah, I was just like, and then to make it worse, so the Titans make this comeback. Cam Ward throws an interception that is then fumbled.
the only quarterback I've ever seen have a touchdown on an interception on the same play.
It gets kicked around, and the only thing I'm thinking is, please let Alik Ayumanor fall on this ball because I have Alik Ayumanor. He was in my flex spot, and Tyler Lockett falls on it. I'm like, okay, that didn't help. And then the Titans end up coming back and winning this game, and Jonathan Gannon gets fined $100,000 because he yelled at his player
on the sideline. So we've seen this play happen like multiple times. Like you would think the first person who did the fumble who did the like drop the ball before the end zone, like everyone would see that and would be like, man, that's so stupid. I'm never going to do that. Like you would think that everyone would learn from that example. But now we've had like multiple people do this. Like Jonathan Taylor did it last year. Adonai Mitchell did it this year.
I think it was the Adonai Mitchell one. That one almost looked like he was just trying to transfer the ball, and
that one looked more accidental than like I'm going to throw this behind me, Deshaun Jackson, this is Deshaun Jackson's real legacy in the NFL is dropping the ball before you score.
Yeah. But so this is one of the craziest games. So you mentioned a quarterback throwing an interception and getting a touchdown on the same play. I'm reminded of a Saints game. I've talked about this game on the show when they were playing in Washington in 2009, and Breeze throws an interception to LaRon Landry, and Robert Meacham, God bless him wherever he is, just goes up and mugs LaRon Landry for the football and just takes it from him and then runs it in for a touchdown. But yeah, man, this was the oddest comeback. I mean, like
the Cardinals had 3 of the dumbest plays. Like any one of these 3 plays could have been the dumbest play of the week. So they had the DeMercado thing, which would have put them up 28-3, which basically and let me point out also that I bet Cardinals minus 7.5. So there's that.
You and a lot of people. A lot of people. Yeah.
So you have that. You have the Cardinals driving into the red zone, and one of their offensive linemen stands up and looks back, and the center just fires the ball straight into Kyler's face mask. And Kyler looks like he's been shot by a cannon. The Titans fall on it, and then this interception, fumble, touchdown.
Didn't Kyler have to get checked for concussion because of that?
He did. No. There was another play because Kyler Murray also got the dumbest intentional grounding play that I've ever seen, which was, did you see this? He was scrambling around and basically it was the way I heard it described was he looked like a high schooler who tried to throw a blunt out the window, which there's not even the most of the time when you're trying to throw the ball away, you at least make it look like you're throwing it to somebody. He turns around, he's got his back to the line, and then just goes like this, just kind of this, and not looking at anybody, and just intentional. It's the worst intentional grounding I've ever seen. It's just
I should mention Spencer Rattler. As great of a game he played, he did have one kind of, I won't call it a boneheaded play, but he threw he was rolling out in the pocket, throws a pass. A Giants defensive lineman puts his hand up and knocks it up in the air, and Rattler catches it out of the air.
Oh yeah, then he tried to throw it again.
And then he threw it again, and he says you can't do that. So just to be fair, he did have that play, which for some reason I thought that was legal at one point. Was if the ball gets isn't there some?
I don't remember
Am I-
that. I don't, no, because I
Okay,
think someone
maybe-
else
maybe I'm
had
just-
done that before too. Like tried to.
Because I know you can, if you lateral it, right? Like if you throw a lateral pass, the person that catches that lateral pass can then throw it again.
Right.
You can do that. But anyway, anything else on Cardinals, Titans?
No, let's
yeah,
move
Titans
on
won
to-
a game. Yeah,
Yeah.
yay.
Yeah. So I
I
did hedge on that because we had the 0-5 bet. So I did bet the money line before game time.
I did do that as well. But the only fans that were more upset than Cardinals fans were probably Titans fans because they were wanting Callahan.
They were wanting him out of here. Yeah, he has to stay with them another week after that.
All right. Last two games of the week here. Sunday night, Sammy Morris presents Patriots 23, Bills 20. So I think this is maybe one of the more impressive wins of the season for a team. Was this in overtime or was this
No, I think they ended this in. I think this ended in regulation. Okay. I went to bed for this one. But the Patriots.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah.
But I will say we need to. We should say.
Oh, we need to. Yeah.
Yeah. Our friend. Come on, where are you?
I don't even like Drake.
You don't like the Drake?
I hate the Drake.
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
The Drake is good.
The Drake is good, Paul. I think he made some throws he made some absolute he made Josh Allen throws in this game, moving out of the pocket and just winging it downfield to Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs looked like he was enjoying. We always talk about the revenge games half jokingly. This was a Stephon Diggs revenge game right here.
Did you see what the Bills social media tweeted out after the game?
I did not see this.
I'm sorry, not the Bills,
No,
the Patriots social media.
I did not see this.
It was that meme of Diggs. Remember when he was in Houston and they played Buffalo and he shook hands with Allen, and then as Allen's walking away, Diggs kind of gives him the stink eye.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Patriots tweeted that out after the game on Sunday night.
Nice and petty.
Tweeted that image out, I should say. Yeah, 10 catches, 146 yards for old Stephon Diggs.
I will say in the portion of this game that I watched, the Patriots have some. They won this game, but they still make some for a team coached by Mike Vrabel, they make some pretty stupid plays at times. Some of the late hits and some of the just undisciplined play that they have.
Well, this is. I mean, they're still a young team, right? I mean, May's still a second-year quarterback. You've got a relatively young offensive line. I mean, Diggs is your most experienced receiver, I think. They have. I mean, Ramondre still can't hold on to the ball.
Yeah. Travion Henderson is just a gadget guy at this point too. It's
right. They did also lose Antonio Gibson for the season. He tore his ACL, I think.
That's a shame because he actually looked like he was running pretty well for him. It seemed like.
Yeah, I think he's been kind of their return specialist these first 5 weeks. I mean, look, a great win for the Patriots. I mean, their schedule lines up for them pretty nicely. They've got the Saints next. They've got to play the rest of the NFC South. I mean, let me see. I put some money down on Patriots first place AFC East. I want to say I got it This is before the season, and I got it at I want to say 6-1 or it's pretty good odds. So we'll see. I mean, I think for Buffalo, you weren't going to win every game. It's not great that you lose a division game. You probably want to minimize those if you can. But
Right.
yeah, I'm not going to panic if I was a Buffalo fan. Plus 510 for the Patriots division winner, AFC East, before the season started. So feel pretty good about that. Yeah. Anything else on this game? I mean, the Bills' defensive woes obviously are still
it's still
there,
a problem.
But well, I mean, we'll see. That is the one thing with the Bills. They have a first place schedule. The Patriots have a last place schedule. So if this becomes that could become an issue for the Bills in terms of if the Patriots can roll off here. All right, last but certainly not least, Blaine Gabbert, Monday Night Football presents Jaguars 31, Chiefs 28. Okay, so which win is more impressive to you? The Jaguars beating the Chiefs or the Patriots beating the Bills?
I think based on the way that it happened, I will say I think the Jags beating the Chiefs just because of who the Jaguars have been and getting this sort of win. They're down 14-0. They had I think they were down 7-0, and then they had the fumble, the Trevor Lawrence fumble at the goal line. They go down 14-0. They're able to claw their way back. They have they get a big turning point, which was the interception return for a touchdown, the pick six ties the game, and then they're able to take a lead, and then Kansas City gets gifted the ball, but just because the officials completely miss what should have been a defensive pass interference. So that happens. Kansas City is able to tie the game up, and then still the Jaguars are able to lead. So Kansas City eventually takes a lead, and then the Jaguars drive down the field and get the game-winning touchdown on what is also one of the most hilarious plays and one of the, I would say, a perfect encapsulation. A very Jaguars game-winning touchdown by Trevor Lawrence where he falls over not once but twice, then gets up and runs into the end zone, somehow falls into the end zone, and the Jags get the win. So I think, and also the Patriots Bills thing's a division game, so those tend to be a little bit tougher matchups, and so I want to give the Jags credit for just kind of beating a Chiefs team that we thought may have started to find themselves after last week's game against Baltimore.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely felt that way. So let me ask this question: if you had a vote for Coach of the Year, is it Cohen? Is it Kyle Shanahan? Is it is it Schottenheimer?
I think at this point it's probably Cohen, right? It just feels like
I think so, but to see what Shanahan's doing with that MASH unit in San Francisco, that's impressive too, I would say. I know Shanahan's kind of ever since that 28-3 Super Bowl, Shanahan's kind of the not a scapegoat, but he's people just don't take him seriously, I think. Even though he's been to the Super Bowl twice as a head coach now, I would agree with you. I think it would be Cohen at this point because he's really redefining the culture of this team. The Jaguars have been kind of I would say a laughing stock, but
I think laughing stock's probably a pretty good, pretty apt description.
I mean, they did have the one good run under Peterson, that one season where they beat the Chargers in the playoff game, and then it kind of the wheels fell off. But yeah, I would probably lean towards Cohen for Coach of the Year at this point. I do think your boy Schottenheimer should get some consideration, especially if the Cowboys keep going like they're going.
Yeah, I think if they end up with if they end up in the playoffs, Chase, he'll probably get some votes, I think.
Yep. All right, buddy. Anything else on week 5 before we transition here?
Now let's get on to week 6.
Actually, I might take a quick break before we get to week 6, if that's okay.
All right. I'm gonna refill water while we do this.
Yeah. You're not gonna camp?
No, I'm not gonna. No, we'll leave. We need to play. We need to get some. Hold on. Let's see if we can. Do we have any like music?
There you
music in here. You go ahead. I'll see if we can get some.
Okay. I won't be that long.
Please hold. All right. I am back. In MLB action tonight, the Seattle Mariners took a 2-1 series lead over the Detroit Tigers with an 8-4 win in Detroit. Currently, the New York Yankees lead the Toronto Blue Jays 9-6 in New York. Toronto holds a 2-0 lead in that series. Well, it's hockey night's kicking off.
Oh yeah, I forgot this.
Yeah.
I know we talked last week about me finding a Premier League team. Maybe I can find a hockey team while I'm in it too.
You can hop on the Stars bandwagon.
Yeah, I mean that would be the easy one, right?
I guess that's the geographically closest to you.
Yeah.
And you don't have a there's no Louisiana team. There's no local team.
No, we had so growing up, I think I've told the story on the show before, but growing up we had a minor league hockey team called the Ice Gators in Lafayette, where I grew up. I was gonna say it was a real big deal for about 2 years because Louisiana, like we didn't have ice hockey, so like for the first couple of years, like they would break all the attendance records for the league because people were just and they were a good team too, like they played well. But then after a while, people were like,
that's enough of that.
That's enough of that. Let's go back to football and baseball.
Yeah, I think Shreveport had a minor league hockey team, the Mud Bugs.
Yep, absolutely. Yep.
All right, we're going to kick off the week with the Thursday game. Brian Mitchell presents Eagles traveling to New York to face the Giants. Giants at home, underdogs. Getting 6.5 points. I am taking the Eagles minus 6.5.
Okay.
And I have Eagles 10.
Okay. I am also laying the points. Eagles minus 6.5. I have Eagles 14.
Ooh.
We should mention. Actually, real quick, we do have 2 teams on a bye this week. We have the Houston Texans. Their bye week presented by Dominic Williams, also known as Dominic Davis. He was
That's
a former
correct.
LSU running back from close to my neck of the woods, Breaux Bridge, Louisiana. Same high school that Jake Delhomme went to as well. So there, he will present the Texans bye week, and the Vikings bye week is presented by Orlando Thomas, who played his college football at the University of Louisiana, University of Southwestern Louisiana at that point, and he was born in same hometown as my mom, Crowley, Louisiana. So Texans and Vikings off this week. Yes, I'm going Eagles minus 6.5, Eagles 14. You've got Eagles minus 6.5, Eagles 10, right?
Yep. Yeah, just it's a divisional game. I'm kind of hoping that like I lose that 10 points.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if the Giants keep this game close, honestly.
Yeah, it feels like if it's one of those like ugly NFC East games that kind of like, it's like 13-10 going into the fourth quarter, and then maybe the Eagles end up just like pulling away at the end.
Yeah. All right. Another international game here across the pond. Donnie's going to have to get up early to watch this one. Billy Joe. That's right, boys and girls.
That's his whole name. That's his whole name.
That's his whole name.
I had to like double check this. I had to double check
this.
To make sure you hadn't messed up.
His government name is William Joe. He played in the AFL for Denver and New York. Broncos. This is technically a Jets home game. Broncos at Jets. Jets are getting 7.5. I'm going to lay the 7.5 with Denver, and I'm taking Denver at a 10.
I'm laying the points with Denver, and I have Denver at a 9.
Okay, so we're pretty close there. So apologies to Donnie if we completely jinx you. Completely jinx the Broncos. But that's where we're at. Actually, speaking of Donnie, if I may, let me read our email from Donnie here.
Our Denver Dispatch.
Our Denver Dispatch. There you go, Donnie's Denver Dispatch. That's
go.
Our segment there.
Our new segment.
The email is titled "Shut the bleep up, Donnie." Last week I emailed in questioning if any of the 2024 class QBs are any good. How dumb do I look after Knicks beats the Eagles with a fantastic fourth quarter? Daniels beats the Chargers. Rattler picks up a dub versus the G-Men, and the Drake takes down the Bills. Caleb Williams was off, so he couldn't do anything. The Broncos need to avoid the letdown playing the Jets in London, but they really have a schedule to get on a roll. At Jets in London, home for the Giants, home for the Cowboys, at the Texans, and home for the Raiders before playing Kansas City at home. Broncos should be favored in all those except maybe the Cowboys. Guessing Dallas will be favored, but maybe not. Thoughts?
Is it in Denver?
I think it's in Denver. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
gonna check real quick.
Yeah, I would think that especially if it's in Denver, I would expect. I would probably expect the Broncos to be favored.
I would say the same. Where's this game? Okay, here we go. Broncos.
What week is it?
That it is. So this is week 6 coming up. So it's week 8. The 26th of October. It is in Denver. It is the CBS featured game in the late window. At 3:25 kickoff local time here.
Doesn't look like I was looking at Action Network to see if they had like an early line for it, but I don't see anything on there.
Okay. Well, we're both going with the Broncos across the pond here, so we'll see what happens there. Up next, Patriots at Saints. This one brought to you by Ben Watson. The Saints are getting 3.5 points. I am laying the 3.5 with the Patriots. I am taking the Patriots at a 9.
I am taking the Patriots minus 3.5, and I have Patriots 12.
Okay. We should point out with the two teams on a bye, the highest number of points you can do this week is 15 because there's 15
Correct.
games. All right, up to the next one. You want to take this next one?
Yep, we got Nate Newton, Super Bowl champion, presents Cowboys versus Panthers. Panthers, like the Saints, are getting 3.5 points at home.
Mm-hmm.
I am taking the Panthers plus the points, and I have Cowboys 1.
All right, so I am also taking the Panthers plus the points, and I have Panthers 2. You're welcome, buddy.
I'm curious to what your other game, what your 1-point game is at this point.
What is my 1 point? Oh, yeah, okay. All right.
Don't spoil this. Yeah, don't spoil the surprise for me.
Let's go. Let's go. File this game under the category of we thought it would be a better game. This one's presented by Tony Banks.
Cowboy legend.
Former Cowboy legend. Rams at Ravens. Ravens are getting 7.5. I presume Lamar is not playing. I'm going to lay the 7.5 with the Rams. I'm taking the Rams with an 8.
I'm taking the Rams minus 7.5, and I have Rams 14. So for me, this is all like, so the Rams are coming off a loss and coming off a mini bye, and like just
The one thing I would caution against is they are going West Coast to East Coast. It is an early kickoff. If sometimes that matters, sometimes it doesn't.
I know it feels like when I try to take that into account, it doesn't matter.
All right. The Cardinals, they're going to try to pick up the pieces here. They're going to Indianapolis. This one brought to you by Ricky Prohl, one of our favorites here at the show. Colts are the favorite at home. So this is our first home favorite this week. Colts are laying 6.5. I'm taking I'm laying the points with the Colts. And I'm going to take the Colts at a 13.
I have Colts minus 6.5, and I have Colts 13.
This just comes down to, I mean, the Cardinals, after that display last week, I just can't trust them.
It's unconscionable.
I mean, it's criminal is what it is. All right, this next one, this might be one of the games of the week here. Sneaky good game here. Luke Jokel. You remember Luke Jokel?
I do remember the offensive lineman. Yeah, the offensive tackle
from A&M. He was in that same draft with was it Chris Long that won number 1?
Oh yeah,
that year, or I forget who the number 1 pick. Oh no, Eric Fisher. It was Eric Fisher was the number 1 pick that year
for the Titans.
And then Luke Jokel was number 2. No, for the Chiefs.
Oh, okay.
He might have played for the Titans later, but he was drafted.
Yeah, I'm like.
But Luke Jokel will present Seahawks at Jaguars, so another West Coast to East Coast game here. Jaguars are the home underdogs. We got them at plus 1.5 here. I'm going to take the points. I'm going to jump on the Jaguars bandwagon. I'm going to take the points, and I'm going to take the Jaguars at a 3. Now, a cynic amongst us might be thinking, Paul's doing this to jinx the Jaguars because Brandon has picked the Jaguars to win the AFC South. But I would never do such a thing.
So I am Jags guy on the show, I feel like. But I bet this early. So I did bet Seahawks plus 1.5 before the line switched. So I feel good about that.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the Seahawks, and just because like I've been Jags guy, but I feel like the Seahawks have been the slightly better team here.
Okay.
I just feel a little bit better about them.
So-
I'll lay the 1.5, and I'll take the Seahawks. And I have Seahawks. Where are you? Seahawks 5.
Okay. I also take the Jaguars to help out our good friend Trent.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show, yeah. I don't want to upset Trent. She's having a rough week with the Padres and all that. So, all right. Up next here, got 2 more games here. 1:00 Eastern. This one's Chargers at Dolphins. Another West Coast to East Coast game here. Chargers at Dolphins. Dolphins are getting 4.5 as the home underdog. I'm going to take the points with the Dolphins, but I'm going to take the Chargers to win at an 11, which probably makes no sense, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Dolphins plus 4.5, and then I have Chargers 4. I don't feel confident in this. So I feel conflicted because I feel like the Chargers are the better team, but I also feel like Miami might just start mailing it in at some point. Like,
yeah, and
their coach is babbling at the mic in press conferences now. Like
and this game brought to you by Mercury Morris, by the way. Former member of the 1972 undefeated Dolphins team.
Oh, yes, as he loves to remind us.
Yep. All right, buddy. Last 1:00 game here, 1:00 Eastern game. AFC North matchup. Browns at Steelers. Steelers land 4.5. Are you ready, Brandon? Are you ready? I'm going Browns plus 4.5, and I'm going Browns at a 1.
This is like the one game that I have like not picked on here. I've just been like staring at it, like waiting for the answer to materialize for me.
Right.
I'll take the Browns in the points, but I'm going to take the Steelers in the confidence. So I have Steelers
at a
Steelers 7. I don't feel good about it though.
All right. This one brought to you by Justin Gilbert, by the way, another former first-round pick.
What's eating Justin Gilbert grape?
Let's see. Yeah, what's eating Justin Gilbert grape? All right, moving on to the late window here. This is another good candidate for game of the week. 49ers at Tampa. This game was flex, so I think I mentioned this last week, but it was supposed to be Saints Patriots was supposed to be in the late window. This game was supposed to be early, and they swapped them last week. So probably for the better. This one brought to you by the old ball coach Steve Spurrier. Tampa Bay home favorite, laying 2.5. I'm going to lay the 2.5 with Tampa, and I'm going to take Tampa at a 5.
I'm going to zag here. I'm going to take the 49ers plus the 2.5.
All right.
And I am going to take Tampa 2.
There you go. All right. Hey, a Longhorn legend here, Cedric Benson, brings us Bengals at Packers. Packers laying 14.5. I think I'm laying the 14.5, Joe Flacco or not.
Yeah,
I'm taking Packers 15. This is my.
We should also say R.I.P. Cedric Benson.
Okay, I couldn't remember if he had.
Yeah, I think think he drowned. I think there was some sort of like boating.
Oh,
accident.
that's right.
I
That's
think
right.
that's what
Yeah.
happened to him.
That's right. I remember now. Are you laying the points as well?
Yeah. So Packers minus 14.5 and Packers 15.
There you go. Joe Flacco, Joe Cool, doesn't matter. Packers win. All right. Next up here, last afternoon game here. Titans at Raiders. This one brought to you by LSU Heisman Trophy legend Billy Cannon, who was the first LSU Tiger to win the Heisman Trophy back in the day.
Not Freddie Boom Boom
Raiders.
Cannon.
No. Raiders are laying 4.5. The Raiders should not be laying 4.5 to anybody, but they are laying it here. I'm going to take the points of the Titans, and I'm taking the Titans out of 4.
I'm taking Titans plus 4.5, and I have Raiders 3.
So this is a no confidence week, buddy.
I know.
No confidence at all here. All right.
I feel like this is
so
so this slate feels like I have a bunch of teams that I'm really confident in and a bunch of teams that I have no confidence in, and there's no like middle class here. Like I was like trying to organize
But
these,
they're-
and it's just like
But those teams are not playing each other. Like the
No,
teams you have
right.
no confidence in are playing each other, and the teams
Exactly.
you have a lot of confidence in are playing each other. Yeah.
yeah. So it's more of a game. Like it's like I feel like these teams are absolutely going to win, and I feel like these games I have no idea who's going to win, and there's no like I don't have any. There's no coin tosses in this one.
Yeah. I feel like I feel confident about the Seahawks and the Jaguars, but they're playing each other. So like
Right.
you have to-
Exactly. Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like the game, I have no confidence in who will win those games. And then there's games I've like, this game, I think I'm very confident who's going to win it.
This one's a must win. The Sunday night game, Dave Krieg, another favorite here at the show, presents Lions at Chiefs. Chiefs are laying 1.5, which is surprising, I think. I'm going to lay the 1.5. It is Kansas City at home. I'm going to take the Chiefs in the confidence. I'm going to put them at a 7 because feel like they got to win this one. So
Lions plus 1.5.
okay.
Lions 6.
All right. Buddy, it's our favorite thing in the whole world. It's a Monday night doubleheader. We'll start with Bills at Falcons. Falcons are getting 3.5. I'm going to lay the 3.5 with the Bills. I think this could be potentially a get-right game for them. Led by Cornelius Bennett, I should mention. I'm laying the points with the Bills, and I'm sorry, I'm taking Bills 12. It's my confidence.
So Bills minus 3.5 for me as well. And Bills 11.
One thing that does concern me a little bit with the Falcons is, first of all, they have an offense that can move the ball against that Bills defense. And the other thing is the Falcons pass rush could present some issues to Allen and company. So something to keep an eye on there. All right, last but certainly not least, a rematch of the Hail Mary game from last year. This one presented – sorry, Andy. This one presented by Saints legend Brian De La Puente. It's Bears at Commanders. Commanders are laying 4.5. I'm going to lay the 4.5 with the Commanders, and I'm going to take Commanders at a 6.
So was your 1-point game? That was the Titans,
the Browns
Steelers. That's right. Okay, so I am also taking the Commanders. I have Commanders 8.
What was your?
No, wait. No, revert. So Commanders 8, but I'm taking the Bears plus the points.
Gotcha. Okay. Your 1 point was the Cowboys. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so that's that. We still do need to pick our upsets. So let's get to our George is getting upset.
This is not good.
Worlds are colliding. George is getting upset. This is not good. Worlds are colliding.
Sorry, I had the repeat turned on for the hold music, and it carried over.
George is really upset.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to go
No,
first?
Paul, I think I went first last time. I'll let you.
Okay.
I'll let you
Well,
take this.
This will come as no surprise. I'm going to take Browns over Steelers as my upset for the week.
All right, I will take Lions over Chiefs.
Okay. Pretty straightforward there. Now let's move on to our box.
Oh,
Jerry, it's a lock. Kramer, you've had this thing under control for almost 3 years now.
I'll let you go first here.
all right. I'm going to take I will take the Rams over the Ravens.
Okay. Who am I taking here? I don't want to jinx Donnie even more. I'm gonna stay away from the Broncos. I'll take Packers over Bengals.
That seemed like a good one.
There seems like an obvious one here.
Let's look at the 15 point pick here.
Yeah. Okay, I got Packers over Bengals. You've got, what was your lock? Rams over Ravens?
Rams over Ravens, and we need a survivor pick.
Ooh, boy. So I was looking at this. So I mentioned this last week, I think. We have not used an NFC team yet. We've used all AFC teams.
I didn't even notice that, but you're right.
Yeah. We've used all AFC teams. So we have used the Broncos, the Bills, the Chiefs, the Patriots, and the Colts. So we can't use any of those.
Right.
I mean, Packers, Bengals. So here's my candidates. I would say you could do Broncos, Jets, maybe. You could do Rams, Ravens, Colts, Cardinals. No, we can't use Colts. Never mind.
No, we can't use Colts. And we're not taking the Cardinals. I'll tell you that right now.
No. We're not. Yeah, no.
So my thought here.
Packers, Bengals would be the other. Well, no, we can't do. Can we do Packers? Do we use?
We can do Packers. So my thought here is that I think the Rams will have a tougher schedule down the road, and I feel like the Packers will have more opportunities to use them.
Okay.
So I feel
I'm picking up what you're putting down. Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like we can use the Rams here and then save the Packers for a later date.
What about? Hang on. What was the other option? Oh, the other option I gave was Broncos, Jets.
We used the Broncos. We used the Broncos.
Oh, that's right. We used them already. So
yeah.
We can't jinx anymore. Okay. All right. So we're going Rams over Ravens.
Yep. And I wanted to. Okay, so I got the Rams locked in, and then it's funny this week because I was like looking through, so like, to see because 50% of the remaining entrants got knocked out this week, and so like I looked at like what percentage of people picked each team. So like the Rams 7% were knocked out from that game. 2.8% got knocked out from the Ravens game.
Okay.
The Giants were 3.5%.
I would say Giants Saints. That's probably one.
Yeah, Eagles were about 3%.
What about the Cardinals Titans? Anybody?
That was 18. That was 19%. I think that was the big chunk. One. And then 5% had the Bills and 5% had the Chiefs.
Yeah. So, well, hopefully the Rams can pull it off for us.
If the Rams lose this game, I'm going to have a lot more questions about like the viability of the Rams as like an actual playoff contender. Like that, this will leave me with a lot more questions if other than just our survivor pool pick being
Yeah.
eliminated.
So I mentioned earlier that the Eagles, all 5 of the Eagles games have been decided by one score. Here are the other teams at buckets. Tampa Bay, they are 4-1. San Francisco, they are 4-1. The Eagles, 4-1. And then the only other team is the Cardinals, who are 2-3.
So they're the only team who hasn't figured out how to make the variance work for them.
Right. The team with the least amount of one-score games, it looks like, are the Lions. They're 1-0. The Pack, I would assume the Packers are 0-2. Their 2 losses were by one score. The Browns, they lost to the Browns, and then I guess technically the Cowboys would be
0-1.
yeah
0-1.
Yeah, I need to update this. It'll be 0-1. Stupid ties. And the Commanders are 0-1 in one-score games. So, just some food for thought there. The Saints the Saints would only have the one blowout, right? Well, no, the Saints are 0-2. Oh yeah, because they beat the Giants by 12 points. So, yeah. All right. Think we covered it all, buddy? I think we got it all.
I think we're good.
So, next week we'll recap week 6, get on to week 7. We're blowing through the season, buddy. We're going to be halfway through October next week. Season's going quick.
Yep.
Good luck to the Longhorns this week. Hopefully they can.
Yeah, I hope so.
Maybe at least be respectable in the Red River rivalry there.
Yeah, especially because I have a coworker that's an OU fan. I don't need to hear it from her.
Yeah, that's not ideal. It's not ideal. But I hope everybody has a good week. We'll talk to everybody next week. Until then, happy football.
Happy football.